My name is Juan Diaz. I'm part of the Mimic development team for FIU Spring 2019. Product owners for the project are Mark Finlayson, Labiba Jahan, and Victor Yarlot. The mentor of the project is Dr. Masood Sajjadi. This is a presentation of UserStory87. As an admin, I would like to restrict the way users log in. The acceptance criteria for this user story was 1. A user may only log in once and from one browser at a time. 2. The admin account should not be able to log in with a student account. This is a demo of the application. First, we'd like to check one of the acceptance criteria. A user may log in once and from one browser at a time. So we log in with username 2. The user is logged in. Now, from another machine or from a private window, since session information is not stored, we try to log in again with user 2. We're presented with the message one of the users is already logged in. For the next acceptance criteria, the admin account should not be able to log in with a student account. We need more than one user trying to log in. So we type the admin credentials, and let's go with student 2 again. We try to log in. The admin cannot log in with a student shows up on the main page. This concludes the demo. These are the diagrams for the user story. To the left, we have the use cases. Login again and login student with admin again are extensions of the login use case. To the right, we have the activity diagrams for the use cases. For the login again use case, the main addition to the application was a status bit on the users table. The method calls the session controller, which calls the user repository. The user repository is a front end to the database. The user repository fetches the status bit. In this case, the status bit is 1 for the users already logged in. With this information, the session controller returns control to the API service, in turn returns control to the login controller. These controllers are in charge of handling the type of message the user sees. Because instances of the application will be running on different laptops, this information needed to be stored in the database. For the login with student use case, we can stop the flow of actions at the front end of the application. Simply, we check if one of the users passed is an admin and if the number of users passed is greater than 1. If so, we reject and do not call any other controllers. This is a code review of the acceptance criteria that a user may log in once and from one browser at a time. If we recall the activity diagram, it all begins with the login controller. This is the code that was added to catch that logic. Essentially, it's expecting a result from the API service, whether the user is already logged in, so it can show an error. The API service will call the session controller, so the API service is also expecting a message that the user is already logged in. In the session controller, we call the user repository. The user repository is in charge of reading the SQL table. So the user repository is used to fetch the status bit for an individual user. Here is the SQL query. This concludes the demo review of one of the acceptance criteria. For the acceptance criteria that an admin account should not be able to log in with a student account, the logic was much simpler. We do not need to reach the backend. We simply check for the amount of users trying to log in and whether one of them has admin credentials. Here's the code. This did require creating a local function in this controller, which is shown right above. Essentially, it goes through the array of users and looks to see if one of them has the value of admin for the username. And this concludes the demo review of another acceptance criteria. This brings an end to the presentation. Thank you for watching. My name is Juan Diaz, and you may reach me at jds457@fiu.edu. Once again, the mentor for this project was Dr. Masood Sajjadi, and the product owners are Mark Finlayson, Labiba Jahan, and Victor Yarlot. Thank you for watching.